If you want to delete multiple flashcards in one go, select the specific flashcards and click here to delete them. Click on this icon to edit the flashcard. From here, you can delete the specific flashcard. If you want to change the status of the flashcard, click on this icon. You will see the status has been changed here. Now let's move to page style and color scheme. From here, you can change the page background. If you want, you can select a background image from our library, upload your own custom image, or choose a solid color for your background image. You can even change the page layout from here. Here are some advanced settings for page layout, which you can select to fit your needs. Next comes advanced elements customization. From here you can change the page elements like color, font style, font size, and indent. Check this box here if you want to enable sharing for your flashcard. Once done, click on Save and Continue.
And today's question comes from Anthony from New Jersey, United States. And he asks, if he can use Appy Pie's form builder to create a lead generation app and integrate the leads to one of his CRMs. Before I answer this question for you, I have a question for you. How many of you use a sales CRM like HubSpot or Zoho CRM or Salesforce to manage all your leads and inquiries? If you use a CRM, then comment yes. If you do not use a CRM, then comment no. Yes, Anthony, you can certainly use Appy Pie's app builder to create a lead generation app. To do that, the first step is to go to Appy Pie and click on Get Started button. Now you would be asked to enter the name of your business. So you simply need to enter the name of your business. I would choose Appy Pie for now. Now it asks you for the purpose of your app. So in this particular situation, your app's purpose is to capture leads. So I'll type it in lead generation. And I click on next. You will now see that our system automatically recognizes your purpose and it has added the inquire form into your app. You will see many fields have already been added. So you simply click on Save and Continue and go into your dashboard and start testing your app. Once you have tested your app, you also have the option to integrate to CRMs like Zoho CRM and Salesforce by simply adding your authentication details in the advanced settings option. Once you have done that, if you wish to distribute your app within the company using private distribution, you can do that and also have the option to publish your app on Google Play and iTunes.
In this tutorial, we will tell you how to add news page into your app. With news feature in your app, you can keep your users updated about latest happenings going across the world. Now let's add the page. Click on View All here and search News. Click on the page to add it. Here is your news page name. If you want, you can change it as per your needs. From here, you can change the page icon. If you want, you can select a solid outline icon or image from our library or upload your own custom icon image from this section. Let's add some news. Click on Add News. A pop-up window asking to add new category will open. Enter the category name here. Now select whatever you need to show the category on homepage or not. From here, you can change the status of the category to active or inactive. If you want, you can sort news by date from here. Once done, click on Create Category. You will see a category has been created on your news dashboard. Click on this icon if you want to edit, update the category. From here, you can change the status of the category. Click on this delete icon to delete the category. Now click on this Manage News icon. You will be redirected to Manage News section. Here you will see two options, Add Listing and Add Feed URL. Click on Add Listing. The Add Listing pop-up window will open. Enter your news heading in the heading field. Now add the place. Next comes news date. If you want, you can select the current date or any of the future dates. You can even select the news timings from here. In the full story field, enter the news story. From here, you can change the status of the news to active or inactive. If you want, you can lock the news from here. Click on Add Images to add image to your news. From here, you can add YouTube video to your news. You just need to provide the YouTube URL here. If you want, you can also add a PDF file to your news from here. You can either upload the PDF from your device by clicking on Add Documents button or through a PDF URL. Once done, click on Save. Click on Settings if you want to edit, update the news. If you want to delete multiple news in one go, select the specific news and click on Delete. If you want, you can change the status of the multiple news in one go. Just select the specific news and select the appropriate option here. Now go to General Settings. Here you will see Configuration Settings, which you can turn on and off as per your needs. Now go to Language Settings. Here you will see all of the alert messages appearing in your news page. If you want, you can edit them. Next comes Import-Export Listings. If you want, you can upload the news CSV file from here or export the files in CSV and XLS format here. Now let's move to Page Style and Color Scheme. From here you can change the page background. If you want, you can select a background image from our library or choose from our solid colors or upload your own custom background image. If that's not enough, you can also upload different custom images for both portrait and landscape mode, or use the same for both modes. You can even change the page layout from here. From here you can change page elements color, font style, font size, and indent. Tick mark this checkbox if you want to hide border. If you want to hide image, tick mark this checkbox. From here you can enable or disable back navigation button on header. Once you are done, click on Save and Continue.
In this tutorial, we will tell you how to add the recipe feature to your app. The recipe feature allows you to add recipes with images and step-by-step instructions, letting your app users create delicious dishes at home. You can also allow the app users to add their own recipes. Let's see how it is done. First, go to our no-coding app building platform. If you have already created an app, log into your account and go to Manage and Edit to add the recipe page to your app. If you don't have an account yet, click on Get Started to build your app. Here, we'll show you how you can add the recipe page to your new app. First, enter your business name here and click on Next. Then, enter the purpose of your app and click on Next. Based on the app purpose you mentioned, the system will add certain pages to your app. Now, click on Save and Continue to finish creating your app. Once you sign up or log into your app account, go to My Apps and click on Edit App/Website. You'll be redirected to our Creator software. If you see that the recipe page is already added to your app, click on it. If not, click on View All, search for Recipe, and click on the page to add it. The existing app users can add the recipe page into their app exactly the same way. Now let's take a look at all that you can do with the newly added recipe page. This is your page name. If you want, you can change it. From here, you can change the page icon. You can select a solid icon, an outline icon, an image from our library, or add your own custom icon image. You can even upload 2 different images for your mobile app and website. Now let's move to the content section. Click on Add Recipe. The recipe dashboard will open. Here you can check all the options. Manage recipe, manage category, manage users' requests, manage reviews and general settings. Let's check out Manage Recipe first. Click on Add Recipe. The Add Recipe pop will appear. Select a category. Now select a subcategory. Go ahead and select a cuisine. Now provide some details. Select cuisine type, that is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Now select a mode, easy, medium, or difficult. Enter the recipe name here. Now provide the cooking time. Set an active time. Next comes calories. Enter number of calories and the unit. Click here to add images and videos for this recipe. Now comes recipe yield section. Enter serves and serving size. Next comes start making the recipe section. Enter ingredients and its quantity. Tick mark this checkbox if you want to add a substitute of this ingredient. Click on the plus icon to add multiple ingredients. From here you can delete the ingredients. Next comes direction section. Enter step-by-step processes of preparing the cuisine here. Click on Add Image to provide an image with each step. Click on the plus icon to add more steps. From here you can delete steps. In the Added By section you can enter the person's name. Once you are finished, click on Save Recipe to continue. On the dashboard you can see the recipe has been successfully added. From here you can search the recipe by its name. Click on Add Recipe to add multiple recipes. From here you can edit and update the recipe. Click here to change the status. From here you can delete the recipe and click here to view the recipe. Now let's move to the Manage Category section. Here you can see all the categories along with their subcategories, total recipes, recipes added by owners, and recipes added by the users. From here you can search the categories. Click on Add New Category. The Add Category pop-up will appear. Provide all the necessary information and click on Create Category to create one. From here you can edit and update the category. And from here you can change the status of the category. From here you can add a subcategory to this category. Click on Trash icon to delete the category. Next comes Manage Users Requests section. Here you can check all your user requests. Let's move to the Manage Reviews section. Here you can check all your reviews. You can even enable auto approval for reviews from here. Next comes General Settings. Under General Settings, you will see Configuration Settings, Language Settings, Cuisines, and SMS page. Under Configuration Settings, you can see Admin Email. If you want, you can change it from here. Some other settings that you can manage from here includes the Show Filter, which allows users to add reviews, Default Image, sort recipes alphabetically, and allow users to add recipes. You can even enable auto approval for user recipes. Under Language Settings, you will see all the text and alert messages being displayed on your app. If you want, you can change and update them from here. Next comes Cuisines. Here you can see all the cuisines. If you want, you can add and save a new cuisine from here. Click on the Edit option of any cuisine to update it. By clicking on this trash icon, you can delete the specific cuisine. Under SMS page, you can add the terms and conditions and privacy policy for your recipe page. Once you are ready, close the recipe window. Let's check out page style and color scheme now. From here, you can change the page elements color, font style, and font size. If you want, you can also hide borders from here. Once you're finished, click on Save and Continue.
In this tutorial, we'll tell you how to add text page into your app. The text page allows you to add informative content regarding your business with relative image or videos and promote your business. Let's get started now. Now let's add the page. Click on View All here and search text. Click on the page to add it. Here's your text page name. If you want, you can change it as per your needs. From here, you can change the page icon. If you want, you can select solid outline icon or image from a library or upload your own custom icon image from this section. Now let's move to content section. Enter your content title in the heading field. Now provide the content in the paragraph field. Click on the settings icon to change the style of the content or to create a deep link or for adding email link. Tick mark this checkbox if you want to enable sharing of your text. Tick mark this checkbox if you want to display listings in reverse order. Now let's move to page style and color scheme. From here you can change the page background. If you want, you can select a background image from from our library or choose from our solid colors or upload your own custom background image. If that's not enough, you can also upload different custom images for both portrait and landscape mode, or use the same for both modes. You can even change the page layout from here. Next comes advanced elements customization. From here you can change page elements, color, font style, font size, and indent. Once you are done, click on Save and Continue to finish creating your app.
Firstly, I would like to thank you for creating your Android app with Appy Pie. As you are on the testing screen, so I'm assuming you are wanting to test your Android version of your app. So you don't have to be fretting right now, because testing your app on your Android device is very simple. What you simply need to do is scan that QR code with your Android device. If you do not have a QR code scanner on your app, simply go to Google Play and download a QR code scanner app. You also have the option to send this link to yourself using an SMS. You also have the option to send it to yourself as an email if the QR code option is not the best option for you. So we provide all these three options for you to basically first test your app. So once you scan the QR code, what essentially happens is your APK or the binary wants to execute and get downloaded on your phone. However, because you have not enabled unknown sources, so you need to first do that. Simply go into the security, then settings, and enable unknown sources. Once you have enabled the unknown sources option from the security, the download process will start. But you will see a message on the screen as a pop-up which would state this particular file might harm your device. You don't have to be concerned about that, primarily because you are not actually downloading an app from Google Play. That is the reason that message is coming. So you can go ahead with that process and you'll see the app would start downloading. Once the APK file has successfully downloaded on your device, you will see a top push notification on your screen. You simply need to tap that notification and you will see a button at the bottom of your screen which says install. You click on the install button and the installation process would start. After a few seconds, once the installation is complete, the button that was installed would change to open. You simply need to click on that open icon and you'll be able to view and test your app. And you can now go to the edit section of your app, make any changes to your app, and the changes would reflect on the app on the fly for you. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you for creating your first app and taking a tour or a test drive of a platform. So I'm assuming you are an iPhone user who has already created his app and are now on the screen to test your app. Perfect. So the first step for you is to scan that QR code. And the best thing about an iPhone is the QR code reader is already built into your camera. So simply open the camera of your iPhone, scan the QR code. You will see there'll be a pop-up that will be coming on the top of your app. That's a Safari pop-up. Simply tap on that and it'll open it on a Safari browser. On a Safari browser, you'll see there'll be two steps. Step one is the get test flight. So let's first install the test flight app. You'll see just below the button, there is view in App Store. Click on that button. It'll take you to the App Store. Now simply follow the steps and install the test flight app. And once you have installed the app, you would also need to give the required permissions to the test flight app. Awesome. So the first step has now been completed. Now, either we need to go back to the Safari browser, or you can simply open the camera of your iPhone again and scan the QR code again. Either of the steps would work. So as you would see it on your Safari browser, the second step is join the beta. And there is a call to action which says start testing. You need to click on start testing now. Once you click on that start testing button, you will see Appy Pie's testing app, which goes by App Test Lab, would start installing on your test flight app. Once the app is fully installed, the test flight app, you need to click on the open icon. from the test flight. Now what you need to do to test your app is simply enter the email ID, the registered email ID that you have used to create an app on Appy Pie's platform on the App Test Lab app. So once your registered email ID is entered, you need to click on Start Testing. Once you click on Start Testing, you will see the app would open up for you and you are able to test your app. So if you're happy with the end results, we can help you publish your app on the App Store. So simply scroll down and you'll see various means with which you can reach out to Appy Pie's support team. You can call us, you can raise a ticket, and you can also speak to our real-time chat executives who can assist you in getting that test flight app installed. Along with that, help you test your app. Today's question comes from John from New York, and he asks, how can he publish his app on Google Play and iTunes, and what are the costs involved? John, to publish your app on Google Play and iTunes, you need to first create developer accounts with Google Play and iTunes both. And in terms of the cost implications, to create an account as a developer with Google, they charge you $25. Once you have created this account, you can publish as many apps as you want. So you're not restricted to just one app. And it's just one-time lifetime fee of $25. So just go ahead and actually pay that, and then you can start submitting your apps on Google Play and get them published as well. And in terms of the cost, Apple charges you $99 a year. So each year you need to renew this account, but the good thing is, again, you can publish as many apps as you want. However, there is a caveat here. You cannot replicate the exact same apps and keep on publishing them to Apple because they'll reject it. You need to make sure that the apps are all unique in nature. Now let's come to the technical part of what do you need to publish your app on Google Play and iTunes. So most importantly, you would need your app binary files, which is APK for Google. On top of that, you would also need your app icon. You would also need your app splash screen. So once you have your app binary, you can simply go into Google's developer account and submit your app, and it can be published. And normally Google takes somewhere from 2 to 24 hours to get your app live on the App Store. Now, when we talk about iTunes, the process is a little bit more complicated in generating an IPA, because you would need to first take your certificate, then sign the certificate, then take the IPA, upload the app binary along with the splash screens and the app icon. Once you have done that, then there is a manual review process, and it could take anywhere from 2 to 7 days before Apple comes back to you with the response. And then each time they get back to you with the response, you need to ensure that all the problems that they've mentioned, you need to resolve them, and eventually the app goes live. But the process is a little bit more tedious, and it takes anywhere from 2 days to a month to get your app published on iTunes. In the description of this edition, we have added step-by-step notes to get your app published on Google Play and iTunes. And not only that, we have also added the links that assist you step-by-step again to get a developer account created on Google Play and on iTunes. Now comes the fun part. So if you are one of the users who have created an app using Appy Pie, then we have a dedicated submission team to get your app published on Google Play and iTunes. And not only that, we do weekly webinars on which you can register and see how one of our specialists is taking you through all the steps of publishing your app on Google Play and iTunes and getting it live. So today's question comes from Ben from New South Wales, Australia, and he asks, how can I get 1 million installs for the app that I've created using Appy Pie? Okay, great. So Ben has already created an app using Appy Pie. So the app is now up and running on Google Play and iTunes. Now the next focus is how can he get 1 million installs? Or rather, how can he promote his app effectively? So the first strategy that comes into my mind, because we've already been there, we've done that. At Appy Pie, we launched our app in January of 2018, and in September we were able to get 1 million installs. So we were averaging over 100,000 installs per month. And I'll tell you some of the secrets, some of the tools that we've used to get this $1 million. One of the most important element is ASO, or App Store Optimization. So people, those of you know who SEO, this is all about keyword research, keyword analysis. You need to make sure that the title of your app has all those relevant keywords. And even in the description, try to imbibe those keywords in there where it needs to describe your app, but don't overdo it, because if Google actually senses that you are spamming and you're repeating the keywords, it can get tricky and they might suspend your app. So there needs to be a balance. So do all that homework, do all your keyword research. Some of the tools that we've used is App Annie and App Tweak. I would recommend them. You also use these tools for App Store optimization. So once ASO is actually taken care of, then we need to look at the analytics. We need to see how often is our app crashing. What devices is the app crashing on? So we need to basically keep a close tab on that. As soon as we figure out that the app is crashing on specific devices, or there's some error, there's some warning, there's some malfunction, we need to rectify them in the nearest version. So we will recommend you to use Firebase Analytics, which is a free tool provided by Google, and that can help you fulfill that specific requirement. And also Crashlytics. Try embedding the Crashlytics SDK also, which tells you the crashes, how it's happening, what's causing the crashes. So that will help you immensely, because lower the crashes, better the experience, the better the usability, you'll start to get more and more installs coming in. So now we have the ASO taken care of, we're getting installs. What is next? We need to get the ratings. We need to get those 5-star ratings, 4-star ratings. We need to get more and more people to come install our app and rate us. There are multiple ways of doing it. Use your social channels. Go into the Facebook groups, go into the Google groups, tell the users to try the new product or the new app that you guys have launched. Ask them, to go and rate the app, give them the feedback. On top of that, we have found an amazing list for you. So the list we have collated for you, it's specifically curated, that will help you get more and more reviews. We've mentioned that list in the description of our video. Use that. That'll really be helpful. Okay, so the next step, what do? You need to spend some sort of advertising budget to get those installs. We have done that. You would also need to do that just to get that momentum going. So there are like two types of installs. One is incentivized and the second one is non-incentivized. Incent or non-incent, as you might have heard. So for the tools for incentivized, I would suggest you to use multiple tools out there, or multiple platforms or DSPs there. Some of my favorites are Applift, Fixu, and Chartboost. So these are the 3 platforms that you can use, but they're multiple. We've also curated a list for you. You can also utilize that. On top of that, for non-incentivized, the 2 major platforms that you can use to get installs is Google Ads and Facebook advertising. And what in essence you can use the Google Firebase is to track those installs. Which campaign is more effective, which campaign is not more effective. So these are some of the top level tactics that come into my head to get those 1 million installs for you. Today's question comes from John from London, United Kingdom. And he has already created an app using our platform Appy Pie, which is already published on Google Play. However, he is not getting much traction and he wishes to know more about ASO or App Store optimization. Yes, John, you're on the right track, as App Store optimization can get you tons of installs. And we have a dedicated course on this available on our website, which is academy.appypie.com. So I would highly recommend you to go and enroll in this course. And I'm also taking in the liberty of adding the most appropriate sections where Alex talks about ASO for you.
ASO, App Store Search Optimization. It's how most apps get most of their downloads, so it's extremely important, extremely. And the next few videos of this course are going to be about that. And this video is just going to introduce the topic. So the way I look at ASO, App Store Search Optimization, is there are 3 parts to it. And ideally, you want to start at least on the first part before you start programming your app. So it's part of your app research and planning. So the first part of the app is keyword research. It's really important because the more best keywords you identify, the more you can tell, hey, is there enough demand? Can I rank for this app in the app stores? And does it make sense? And is there enough demand that I can make it into a big enough business, and how competitive is it. So this is really important, and it's very foundational. So if you get this part wrong, it negates a lot of your future efforts, because the foundation of your App Store marketing is not right. So this is going to be very important. We're going to give this a lot of attention in the course. The next thing, after you've identified your keywords, you want to put those keywords onto the app listing. We'll go through that as well. And the first two parts are things you can do pretty quickly, maybe within a day, once you become good at it. Like literally today, you'll be able to complete that if you apply yourself. The hard part about ranking is after your launch, after day one, you're like the last app for your keyword, right? On day one, you're the last app. And so you have to rank higher, jump over the other apps, and that can take some time. So the challenging part is the ranking higher part. We'll actually go through that as well. Now, most people think when they're promoting their app, first-time app entrepreneurs, they think they're going to promote their apps on Instagram, Facebook, maybe they'll run some Facebook ads also. But actually, that's not the most effective thing. ASO, that's the most effective thing. So I also want you to start thinking, because it's very likely that most people taking this course have had this misconception about how they're going to promote. So right away, that's a very common mistake. We're going to fix that. Why? Because search brings you the best, most consistent traffic, because once you rank sometimes for weeks, months, sometimes years. Like I've had an app that's ranked for over 5 years and among number one. So, and I don't even have to do anything. So, and also when people search, they already want what you have. So search brings you the best quality leads. They're most engaged, they're more likely to share, they're more likely to like your app, they're more likely to leave nice reviews. A little bit more on ASO. It's similar, but a little different than SEO. For SEO, you know from Google search. The main difference in how it's going to affect your app is that on your website, you get many pages. But on the App Store, you really just get one App Store listing. And so the App Store listing can really only allow you to rank for one set of keywords. On the website, you can rank for 1 million different keywords. You can make 1 million different pages. Each one can try to rank for a new keyword. On the app stores, you only get a handful. That's the main challenge. Only a handful of keywords will be going through that stuff, don't worry. And for each keyword that you go through, that you choose, you'll evaluate demand versus volume and versus how competitive those keywords are and how realistic it is to rank. Now, I want to give you a little bit of an introduction to the idea of short tail versus long tail keywords. Short tail keywords are the keywords that bring you the most traffic. For example, in the business niche, the number one keyword is obviously business. If you rank for the word business, you're golden. You're doing well. But that's where all the competition is. So all the million and billion dollar apps are ranking as well. So you have to compete with some of the best. So what happens is, because usually in the beginning you can't compete against the best, you go for longer keywords that have less competition around them. So for example, the example I have here is start business or business plan or business ideas or keywords like that are still common and popular, but they're not as difficult to rank for. And what you'll find is it's easier to rank for them, there's less competition, but it's still not so easy, especially in competitive niches like games, health and fitness. Those photos, social, those are very competitive niches. So even when you take a step out and find keywords that are not as competitive, it will still be pretty competitive. So then the next step is to go for long tail keywords. And you see the long tail keyword example that I have are business plan for a restaurant. And you can geek out on this. You can go business plan for a restaurant, business plan for a coffee shop, business plan for a mechanic, business plan for a mobile app, business plan for anything, spaceship, you see. So you can go very long tail. And in the beginning, the long tail keywords, they're the ones that are going to get you your initial downloads. And when you have your initial downloads and those people leave nice reviews and other, and things like that, your app will begin ranking higher and higher, and it will begin ranking for the shorter keywords. And notice that the long tail keywords that we're targeting, they contain our short tail. So at the same time, we're giving our apps a chance to rank for both the long tail and the short tail.
I hope you liked what Alex had to teach you about ASO, and I'm 100% sure that this would give you the insights to get your 1 million installs. And if you want to know more about App Store optimization or mobile app marketing strategies, you should definitely visit academy.appypie.com, or do definitely subscribe to our channel as well, where we keep on talking about mobile app marketing strategies, and each time we have a similar lesson, you will get a notification.
Get ready for your daily dose of app wisdom for taking your business to a new high. This is Purvi, and today I'm going to talk about the 10 most imaginatively creative ideas to make your application rolling up in the app market. The mobile app market has become a very important part of our lives, and the driving force behind many foremost businesses now comes from mobile app technology. Up against an ocean of competition, it's vital that you find original ways of mobile app promotion to make your app stand out. Sure, you may not have a boundless bank account to work with, and it's thought-provoking for young startups to get ahead of deep-rooted companies in the app world. But there are still ways you can get ahead with your new mobile app. So, how do we do it? Number 1. Write a well-defined and artistic description. The far-reaching description of your app will be the first thing many consumers see. Make it appealing and illuminating. Number 2, take off a beta. We all like to try on clothes before we buy them, right? Creating a beta allows your followers to sample your new app before it becomes fully accessible. Before you launch, make your Instagram and Facebook pages entice the audience you're looking for, so your beta is geared towards the spot-on people. Number 3, get evaluated. People are relentlessly looking for new ideas and tips, and that's why you're reading. Get your app on widespread blogs or app review sites like 148 Apps and App Advice, etc. Getting your app on these sites will escalate your exposure and give you helpful feedback about what people love or don't about your app. Don't ignore. Many people are keen to retort to your app through reviews. Number 4, look for app rewards and accolades. There are establishments out there that award apps for their imagination, functionality, and strategy. Do some exploration and you can apply for the ones that fit your app. A couple of good examples are the Stevie and the Webby Awards. Number 5, create bargain basement openings. Who doesn't tender open stuff? People love giveaways and earning points towards things they like. A point system is a prodigious method of mobile app upgrade because your app breeds and upholds interest as it lingers to develop. Number 6, keep an eye on your stats. This one seems fairly aberrant, but it's very easy to oversee certain signs regarding your app. How many downloads are you getting versus how many active users you have? What are the trendiest features of your app? These are questions that help you understand where you're ensuing and what still needs honing. Number 7, become a LinkedIn specialist. LinkedIn is perhaps the best interacting tool existing in a young business, and it's a great way to get your new matter out there. Many top corporations regularly share exciting content and create chances for discussion with like-minded businesses and followers. Number 8, build app cards. You may have observed small businesses cards in coffee shops and bars featuring Song of the Week or Download of the Month. These are app cards, and they're a great way for you to get your new app on display to the heaps. Confer with local businesses so you can leave your app cards in their institutions. This easy mobile app promotion makes you gamely accessible to a broader audience. Number 9, convert into a social media hustler. Companies that are functioning on social media are like people in a crowd with a brassy voice. Following some steps will help you to stand out over your fewer complex competitors. Last but not the least, take care of your criticizers. This is arguably the most essential tip for endorsing your mobile app and one of the plainest. Many businesses fail to answer appropriately to negative criticism. None of us enjoy getting negative comments about ourselves or our business, but understanding and relating to your critics will allow you to better recognize where you're going wrong. So these were some quick tips from me. Be passionate, be original, and activate your journey towards promoting the most amazing new mobile app the world has ever seen.
So you have created an app using Appy Pie, but you're not making any money. In today's video, we'll talk about how you can make money from your app. And today's question comes from Richard from Sweden, and he asks, how can I make money from my app? Starting with the easiest option is to primarily go ahead and monetize your app. You can monetize your app using AdMob, that is from Google, or you can also use our platform Appy Jump. You simply need to go into Appy Pie's dashboard and simply activate the button to start monetizing your app. What monetization is primarily displaying banner ads, interstitial ads, video ads on your app, and for each impression that you get on your app of that ad, you get paid for it. Another method which I highly recommend for you is to primarily offer in-app purchases on your app. If you are a video content producer, you can offer some sort of a freemium content. A lot of videos could be free and then you could have a paid sort of content available. You can do that with articles as well. In Appy Pie, we do have an in-app purchase feature where you can have free content, you can have premium content, you can have paid content. So I would suggest you use the freemium sort of feature where you can have free as well as paid content. Another way of doing it is primarily using the login page in Appy Pie, where you can actually have a subscription feature. So when a user logs in to the app, they can access to all the free content, but if they want to access the paid content, they would need to sign up as a paid subscriber to that. You can also offer your app as a paid app, but I'm not very sure about this because not a lot of users primarily install an app because they haven't tested. To basically get them to pay upfront is a brave sort of decision. But imagine if you have 1 million installs and you're charging each and every user 99 cents, that means you have got 1 million in your bag. So, and a lot of people and a lot of users have actually done it very effectively. But again, you need to have that stickiness in your content in order to have that sort of confidence that a user would pay upfront in order for them to first pay you and then install that. Another very effective medium that our clients have been using is using their local knowledge and getting sponsorships on their app. So, for example, you know a restaurant, a local restaurant or a local barber shop, you can go to them, talk about the users you have on your app, get them to give you some sponsorship options, tell them about the user base that you have. This could actually be very, very fruitful. Last but not the least, you can also act as an affiliate where you can place banners of your merchants on your app. So anyone who basically clicks on that banner and installs their app, you get a commission. Their website has offers which offer such service. However, if you want to earn substantial amount of money from your app, what you need to do is you need to start promoting your app. More installs, more downloads, you can start earning more. And here is the link in which I talked about how you can promote your app and get more than 1 million installs. And here is the bonus tip. If you're getting tons of traffic on your website, convert that website of yours into an app and publish it on Google Play and iTunes. And here is a tutorial link in the description which helps you convert your website into an app. Today's question comes from Nicole, and she asked, what are the top paying ad networks for mobile monetization? Nicole, there are tons of ad networks that have come over the last 7 to 8 years since mobile monetization has picked up. However, if you ask me personally, some of the top ad networks that come to me in my mind would be AdMob, which is Google's ad network. Along with that, you can also use Facebook's own ad network for monetization. And then after Google and Facebook, there are some other names like Samato, a very good ad network. Then you can also go to media.net. You can refer to InMobi. Appy Pie has its own ad network. We also have very decent eCPM rates as well, which is called Appy Jump. You can also refer to that. We've also used App Next, personally as well, a very decent app network as well. We've used EPOM also, a very good ad network. So in terms of the payout, it totally depends upon the kind of impressions you have on your app. So we commonly refer to this terminology as eCPM. It basically is cost per impression. How many impressions does your app get? And it also depends upon the kind of ad units you are wanting to install in your app. You could have a full screen interstitial app banner, or you could also involve or add a video unit. So video units are always much more interactive and they have a much more higher payout as compared to banner ads or banner ad units. But these days a lot of interactive banner ad units have also come into place, also have a very decent payout in terms of the eCPM rates. Then there is another genre of ad networks which pay you on performance. What I mean by performance is that you need to do a specific action or pay on an install basis. In these that come in my mind are Supersonic and Chartboost, so you can definitely give them a try. Most of all these ad networks offer you an SDK, so you can simply take in this SDK and plug it into your app, or they also offer you an API. But in terms of API, there are some networks which support API and SDK both, but most of these networks they all have an SDK in place. With us at Appy Jump, we support both API and the SDK model. If you like this edition, then do share it on social media channels like Facebook and Twitter, and do remember to subscribe to our channel. Welcome to another edition of Ask Snappy. I'm Abhinav Girdhar, founder of Appy Pie. Today's question comes from Samantha from London, United Kingdom, and she owns an internet marketing agency.